Foul brings us to the Lone Star State and Mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the New York Jets and the Dallas Cowboys. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. One man in the backfield, Elliott. On 1st and 10, Prescott. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Looking back at this year for Matt Forte, best game came in week 2. Had 3 touchdowns, rushed for over 100 yards. Altogether, 8-13 on the season. Missed the last couple games with an injury. So how do the Jets look at that position going forward?
Well, I'm about to provide motivation for him because I know that if he hears this, he'll say, I'll show you. But I don't think he's a lead back anymore. I think the Jets need to look to get one of those guys and make Matt Forte a complimentary piece. Be a terrific third down back. He pass blocks well, he catches it terrific out of the backfield, and can surprise you running the football. I still think there's value for him. I just don't see him in the lead role any longer.
Quincy Anoon with the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 4. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bringing an extra defensive back. Here's Petty. He's got time. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jamarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. A glance back at 2016 for Dez Bryant. 50 receptions, under 800 yards, had 8 touchdowns. What do you make of the season that Dez had?
Well, remember, it started with Dez injured, so it took a little while for him to get started. I'm going to make a bold prediction for you. Would not shock me at all if he doubled his catch number next year and darn near doubled his receiving yardage total. Because if he's healthy all year long, they're going to want to take some pressure off of the run game themselves, and Dak Prescott in his second season should be that much more confident throwing it downfield.
Now Prescott. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception,
and this is caught. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. And now it's 2nd and goal. Now Elliott. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott taking it in. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. Petty now. Surveying the field. Great protection. Taking a shot here for Marshall. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that.
And this is caught at the 20. A big play here for Dallas. 56 yards. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Prescott to throw it. This will be caught at about the 3. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a 1st down. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. Ooh, with a juke. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
No matter what defense is called versus a running play, linebackers are telling the defensive guys up front, you take care of the offensive line.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. Not a bad start for him. 2 drives for the offense, 2 rushing TDs.
Almost like he's in the percussion section in the band, isn't it? Got a little oomph, right? Got a little crash, got a little bang. He's got it all as he gets to the end zone. 2nd rushing touchdown, as you noted, on 2 drives. He's off to a terrific start.
Okay, you ready? Wait for it. But this will be fielded at the 6. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities. No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Fielded at the 20. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
CD, wanted to get your thoughts just on the landscape of the offseason for each of these teams. Super Bowl in the rearview mirror, but so much going on. People look at the draft a lot, but there's a lot more. Bye-bye, Beasley. Touchdown, Cowboys. Cole Beasley, 62 yards. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. It took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Set to return. Here's Nick Marshall. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So out now come the Jets. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now.
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
They'll drop to throw. And this is caught. First catch by Brandon Marshall. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. The numbers for Marshall this year, Charles, way down from 2015. Still played all 16 games, but the yards went from 1,500 to 788, and touchdowns dropped from 14 to 3.
It's always difficult when you don't get consistency at the quarterback position to get that kind of yardage as a wide receiver. And this year, unfortunately for him, he had struggles with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Geno Smith gets hurt, and Bryce Petty also did not finish the season. Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Got an open man. It's a noon one. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. They'll look to throw again. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Back to throw again. To Decker over the middle. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Petty. Left side complete, Safarian Jenkins. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. So on comes a field goal unit for the Jets. Here's Nick Folk. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And Folk's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Certainly their offense has sputtered here a little bit in the first half as they finally do get on the board, but they only have 3.
Well, at least it eases the frustration a bit, doesn't it? Be able to get some points on the board, feel a little bit better about themselves as they go into the locker room and try and regroup.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now here come the Cowboys. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll come out in the pistol. Now Prescott backing up. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. One man in the backfield, Elliott. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to go up top again. And that's caught inside the 35. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Here we go.
They go play action here on first down. Escobar with it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's second down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
Throwing again. Prescott on 2nd and 10. And that is caught. It's Witten for the Cowboy touchdown. Jason Witten in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas with the Cowboys out in front as we send you on over to Orlando where we'll check in with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Marshall now, the return. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this
you're
is
going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
I don't care how many times we say it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices,
they tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Petty now. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Demarcus Lawrence in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. He did well to get him 8 yards, but it's still going to mean a call to the punt team on 4th down.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done. You know how we get focused at end of the half and end of the game situations about how much time's on the board and what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. That kind of a lead.
He's going to go. Darren McFadden. Touchdown, Cowboys. Darren McFadden, 57 yards. And the Cowboys continue to pour it on. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Marshall now, the return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Back now in Arlington. So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. Marshall, the lone receiver on the left side. Looking to throw. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Quincy Enunwa that time, and it's 3rd down.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Here's Patty. Enunwa's got it, complete. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
And this will be taken at the 13. Oh, what a move. 51 yards on the punt there. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Again, we'll see the pistol here. A 1st down throw for Prescott. Going for the deep ball. And got his man complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. Jason Witten, 77 yards. And the Cowboys add on.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know they're playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They'll come out in the pistol. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a fourth down. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on for the 5th time here today. This is taken at the 15. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Going right side, he has Winton. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Here we go.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Dez Bryant, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
Alert, alert. Let's go.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all, as we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. So still a full 10 yards to go here for the offense on 3rd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And
he's got daylight. And a cutback left and a crease here. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there. Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then
he rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. And out now come the Cowboys. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Well, so they just got the football on an interception. They almost gave it right back the same way.
And you know, when you look over to the bench after that type of a...
Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. A touchdown as they just added their totals.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
But she's singing, too.
No, she's at least...
She's on, like, the 5th tune at this point.
She left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. New York set to take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest. Pressure up the middle, and down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Left side complete. Safarian Jenkins. And down he'll go at the 25. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.